Margaret had always considered herself reasonably healthy. At 58, she enjoyed occasional walks and believed she ate well, but she often ignored the small, persistent habits that were quietly taking a toll on her body. One afternoon, after feeling unusually fatigued and short of breath climbing the stairs, she decided to visit her doctor for a routine checkup. The conversation that followed would change the way she approached her life entirely. Her physician, Dr. Lee, explained that while she had no immediate life-threatening conditions, her daily habits were quietly accelerating aging and increasing her risk for serious illnesses. Sometimes, he said gently, it's not about one big mistake, but a series of small, repeated choices that shorten your life over time. He outlined 6 habits that people often overlook, but that have profound impacts on longevity. The first, he explained, was poor sleep. Margaret had always stayed up late, reading or scrolling through her phone, believing that an extra hour or two was harmless. Dr. Lee explained that chronic sleep deprivation affects the immune system, increases inflammation, and raises the risk of heart disease. For older adults, these effects are magnified. Margaret decided then and there to prioritize a consistent sleep schedule, setting a nightly routine that allowed at least 7 hours of uninterrupted rest. Within weeks, she noticed improved energy and mood. The second habit was sedentary behavior. Margaret assumed her occasional walks were enough, but Dr. Lee emphasized that prolonged sitting, even with light activity, reduces cardiovascular health, weakens muscles, and contributes to weight gain. Margaret began incorporating short bursts of movement throughout her day, stretching every hour, taking stairs whenever possible, and joining a gentle morning aerobics class at her community center. She was surprised how quickly her stamina improved and how much lighter she felt both physically and mentally. Third on the list was poor dietary choices. Margaret thought she ate reasonably well, but processed snacks, sugary drinks, and heavy meals late at night were sabotaging her health. Dr. Lee stressed the importance of a diet rich in vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. Margaret began planning meals in advance, reducing sugar and adding colorful vegetables to every plate. She also learned to moderate portion sizes and eat mindfully. Within a month, she felt more energetic and noticed small improvements in her digestion and weight management. The fourth habit was chronic stress. Margaret had always managed her responsibilities without complaint, but the cumulative pressure of work, family, and finances had created tension she rarely acknowledged. Chronic stress, Dr. Lee explained, increases cortisol levels, raising blood pressure, weakening the immune system, and accelerating aging. Margaret began setting aside time for meditation, journaling, and light yoga. She also learned to delegate tasks and say no when necessary. Over time, she felt calmer and more in control, her mind sharper, and her body less tense. The fifth life-shortening habit was smoking or excessive alcohol consumption. While Margaret had quit smoking decades ago, she occasionally enjoyed a glass of wine at dinner. Dr. Lee cautioned that even moderate alcohol intake can strain the liver, disrupt sleep, and increase cancer risk. Margaret reassessed her consumption, choosing alcohol-free evenings several times a week and exploring herbal teas and sparkling water as healthier alternatives. She found pleasure in discovering new flavors without compromising her health. Finally, Dr. Lee warned against ignoring regular medical checkups. Many people feel healthy until a serious condition appears suddenly. Preventive screenings, vaccinations, and routine blood work detect problems early when they are most treatable. Margaret scheduled comprehensive annual exams, vision and dental checkups, and routine lab work. This proactive approach gave her peace of mind and allowed her to adjust her lifestyle before small issues became major problems. Margaret left the clinic with a renewed sense of purpose. She realized that avoiding these 6 habits was not about fear, but about empowerment, making choices every day that protect her health and extend her life. Slowly, She integrated these changes into her routine, prioritizing sleep, staying active, eating mindfully, managing stress, moderating alcohol, and keeping up with medical care. Over the following months, she noticed remarkable improvements. She had more energy, her weight stabilized, and her mood lifted. Even her friends commented on her vibrant appearance and newfound confidence. Margaret also felt mentally sharper and more resilient, able to handle life's challenges with calm and clarity. The lesson she learned was simple but profound. Longevity is not a single miracle solution, but the sum of daily habits. Small choices, repeated consistently, shape the quality and length of life. By identifying and avoiding these 6 life-shortening habits, Margaret discovered that she could actively protect her health, regain control, and enjoy each day with vitality. She often shared her story with friends and family, emphasizing that it's never too late to make positive changes. The habits that erode health may be common, but so is the ability to replace them with behaviors that nourish the body, mind, and spirit. Margaret realized that thriving in later years wasn't about luck. It was about conscious, consistent choices that preserve life and well-being.